Hello, welcome to Post Colonial Space. I'm Masood Raja, and in this brief video, I would like to clarify between two postmodernist terms, metafiction and self-reflexivity. So quite a number of times people have posed this question, is metafiction the same as self-reflexivity or vice versa? So I thought I should clarify it. So first of all, metafiction in postmodernism is any instances within a given fictional work which are not part of the fictional world, but point to something that is historical, that has been reworked on, or even something that is out of whatever is being fictionally represented. That is the metafictional part of a text. Now, it used to be normal in the 19th century literature, novels especially, to have a metafictional part. For example, on occasion, the authorial voice or the narrator would say, "Dear reader, I will now take you to the house of so-and-so." That used to be a metafictional hook that would point to the next chapter or the next events, right? Postmodernists kind of play with that. So, for example, if you have read Salman Rushdie's Shame, you're reading a novel, but inserted at different points in the novel are these reflections. We don't know whose reflections they are. We can mostly attribute them to Salman Rushdie himself, and these are the experiences of the author or this authorial voice when he visited Karachi, and those views which are realistically represented. Now that is the metafictional part of the novel. It's not part of the fictional plot, but he kind of attaches it to the fiction, and you can read the novel for that. So anything that is not part of the fictional world of the novel and is either inserted or pointed is the metafictional aspect of the novel. And then something outside of the novel that you need to know, history, facts, that would point to the novel itself and your understanding of it. Now, I'm not going to go into historiographic metafiction because I have a whole video on that, but that is the metafictional part of a novel. Self-reflexivity, on the other hand, is when a character or characters in a story or in a play point to the fictionality of the work that they are in. That is when a work, a novel, a movie, or a text is being self-reflexive. Maybe it's not part of the fictional, but it could be part of the fictional world where one character says, "Oh, you know, we are in a play," right? So the distinction is that self-reflexivity, if you look at it beyond literary terms, that is when we reflect on ourselves, when we think about ourselves, that is what we call self-reflection or self-reflexivity. Within a fictional work, self-reflexivity is when within the text of a play or a novel, the work itself points to its own artificiality, its own fictionality. Like you're watching a movie, right? And a character says, "Well, this isn't the movies," right? That is a kind of self-reflection because we are in a movie in which a character is saying, "This is not movies, this is real world," right? Or, I use other examples too, where more famous one is, Slaughterhouse-Five, which starts with, "I've always been wanting to write a novel." And then we know we are within a novel, right? So anytime a text, a story, or a play points to its own constructedness as a work of fiction or a work of art, when it points to that, that work is self-reflexive. So these are the, just simple distinctions between the concepts of self-reflexivity and metafiction. For more details, please watch my longer videos on postmodernism. And, if you have time, take my Udemy course on postmodernism. And these concepts are discussed there as well. But most importantly, you will develop a better understanding of postmodernism if you read carefully. And I highly, highly recommend Linda Hutchins' The Poetics of Postmodernism. I think that's a really brilliant book, and it would help you a lot in understanding postmodernism better. These videos, are just a launching pad. They cannot be exhaustive. They cannot give you the full understanding of concepts, but can just introduce you to those. That's all. I hope this clarifies certain doubts, and I hope this is useful to you. Stay safe, take care of each other, be generous and kind, and I will now see you next time. Until then, as always, peace and love.